It's time. Welcome back to the Retirement Chef, whipping up wealth with the CEO and Senior Wealth Advisor for Wealth Standard Financial, Brian Butler. Brian, it's a great day here, at least on my end anyway. I hope the same for you.
Oh, it's absolutely a great day here in Houston. It's a Monday, and I'm getting ready to go, and I'm excited.
Very excited to hear that. And look, we talked the last couple episodes, we talked about RMDs and 401ks, and we also worked a little talk in there about cooking chili. And if you just need to go back, we want you to go back and listen to that and figure out how Wealth Standard Financial can help people, and going to wealthstandardfinancial.com. But also the chef over here talks about his chili recipe and maybe how it doesn't quite jive with the Texas style. Okay, so be sure to get that just when you think you can predict it. And as we record today, we're just ahead of Thanksgiving. We're having our big Thanksgiving throwdown over here at the office. Brian, I've got to know, how does the chef approach Thanksgiving? What are your favorite things to eat, your favorite things to cook? Does your family rely solely on you for the cooking?
No, so Thanksgiving is probably one of my favorite holidays because it's centered around eating some of your favorite foods. And, there are certain foods that we only pretty much eat during Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so we kind of leave the rest of the time to eat somewhat healthy, somewhat. So, I love the turkey. I'm definitely a turkey person. The cranberry sauce, the cornbread dressing is a big thing in our family. Then you get to the desserts. My mom makes all the sweet potato pies and peach cobblers, and then I make my famous banana pudding. Even my grandmother said she stopped making it because she thought mine was better. So, that was a great hit.
If your cooking could cause grandmama to put on the brakes, then we know it's where we might have to stop recording and just go grab some of that. Now, on the turkey side, because it's really become in vogue in the last 20, 25 years to do the deep fried turkeys.
Yeah.
Are we doing multiple turkeys? Is there the traditional and the Cajun deep fried, or how have we evolved turkey cooking in the Butler household?
So I love all those types. And the fried turkey, we haven't taken that on yet, but I've had it plenty of times, but I just haven't done it. So most of the time we're going to do one turkey in the oven. So the roasted turkey with the compound butters and the herbs and all of that in the oven. And then we're going to do two on the smoker. So we're spatchcocking it. So taking out that backbone, flattening it out a little bit, seasoning it up, slow and low for a few hours. And then that way we have a good combination of everything. So one will be more of a Cajun style. One will be more of a herbaceous. And then the one in the oven with the compound butters and everything. So you got a variety of turkey styles, but they all come out good.
Cajun, herb, and buttery. Sounds fantastic here.
I can't beat those combinations, right?
And just like, here we go. Ready for the cheesy transition here, Brian? Okay. Are you ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
Just like, there's no one wrong way to go there.
Right.
We're going to talk today about qualified versus non-qualified money. And it's not that there's a right or a wrong way to go in those, especially the way they're titled. It seems like one's better than the other.
Right.
So can you break down what those mean? And also in particular, Brian, how those interface with year-end planning? We are in the heart of quarter four here.
No, absolutely. So, when you're dealing with qualified money is just money that qualifies for tax deferral from the federal government. So things like your 401k, your traditional IRAs, 403bs, pension plans, many things like that qualify to pay the taxes later on. You get a tax deduction today, and then you're able to push that tax bill down the road over time. Now, a pro of that is it lowers your current taxable income. And many people, want that from a tax standpoint. And then another thing, most of those 401k plans, there's going to be an employer match on the traditional 401k side. So you're taking advantage of some of the free money out there. That's one of the few times that you'll be able to get free money in your life is from that 401k plan.
I like it.
And so from a strategy standpoint, you got to get with your tax advisor and your financial advisor to figure out, does it make sense to put money in the 401k, in the traditional IRA, and how much? Once you've decided that, then you can start playing with the non-qualified money. Non-qualified means you pay the tax today. If you're paying the tax today, all the growth in things like a Roth IRA, a Roth 401k, all of that growth becomes tax-free. So there's a pro to that. So your taxable income remains high currently, then you potentially can put that money in a Roth product and then not pay taxes on that growth. Now, there's a catch. The catch is on things like on the non-qualified, like a Roth IRA. The Roth IRA has income limitations. So if you make over a certain income, they will not let you put money into a Roth IRA. Now, the flip side, if you are so lucky to have a Roth 401k option at your employer, you are able to contribute to that. So there are a lot of moving parts when you start talking about qualified, non-qualified. There are pros and cons, and then tax laws change. We just went through an election, so we know tax laws are going to change again. Are they going to change for the better? Are they going to change for the worse? We don't know. So what we have to do is plan for both scenarios and then figure out what you want ultimately. So planning with the end in mind. So that's where we start, and then we figure out how much needs to go into the qualified bucket, how much needs to go in the non-qualified bucket, and how over time do we change those up. So it's just like a recipe, like the turkeys we were just talking about. The one that's in the oven is great with the compound butters and everything. The Cajun one in the smoker and the herb one in the smoker, they're both great. But which combination do you want? What makes sense for you and your family and for your particular situation? And it's an ever evolving scenario so that we need to continuously manage. And so, we use some of our process. We have a process called Wealth Flow 360 where we walk through each level of your financial planning life. Because it's like a domino. The dominoes fall as you make changes. And so how do we keep those changes going? So number one, we want to start with clarity in mind. Clarify those particular goals. Really then implement strategies. Most people fall short on the implementation side. They know what they need to do, just like when you're working out. You know what you need to do, but you don't necessarily do it. So we try to act as a partner to help people from that standpoint. And then from there, you're just keeping clarity and then optimizing that plan as you go through, and then just keeping everything organized and just staying on that same cycle from a financial planning standpoint. So qualified and non-qualified money are huge portions of your financial plan as you get ready to retire.
Well, they certainly are, especially as it interfaces with taxes, and we are at the end of the year. So especially on the non-qualified side, I know there's some things people need to look for. They might miss some deadlines here.
So at the end of the year, if most people have most of their money that they save for retirement in qualified accounts, so 401ks, IRAs. So what does that mean? That means when you turn 73, you have to take out a certain amount. And it's called the required minimum distribution. I know we talked about that on previous episodes. So the required minimum distribution is a percentage based on your age that you need to take out of that account every year, no matter what, or you face a huge penalty from the IRS. No one wants to pay that penalty. So some year-end strategies to manage your RMDs. Many people want to give to charity at the end of the year. So how can we do that to maximize the gift to charity, but also maximize your tax bill? And so putting things together like charitable distributions, healthcare planning, long-term care strategies, and then what are you trying to sell for this year? So if you can manage your capital gains that you could potentially get. So if you're going to have a huge capital gain and you need to sell some funds, maybe sell some in the next 6 weeks or so, but not sell it all. And then January 1st, a brand new tax year, sell the rest. So doing some planning around, your strategies and income that you need and money that you're going to need. This is prime time as far as planning goes. And so don't let the holidays derail you and do like most people. Most people say, well, get with me after the holidays. And then
now there's a deadline.
Yeah. And then it goes, well, get with me after the first of the year. And then right in time for that, get with me after tax season. And then what's after that? Vacations for the summer. So, and then the cycle just keeps continuing. So you kind of have to draw a line in the sand, use your partner, use your financial team to get these things done and off your plate.
Well, look, you can't just set it and forget it. Just like if you left that turkey on the smoker or in the oven, you can't set it and forget it. So if somebody's hearing this and they feel that tension, maybe they've just done only one vehicle of retirement, and suddenly they're right on the edge of retirement, or maybe they're in the middle of it and they realize, wow, my money's not really working for me here. What does somebody that's hearing this need to do, and how can Wealth Standard Financial, Brian, you and the team, help them?
So we have some amazing tools that can give you some great information to help navigate your retirement strategies. So wherever you are, whether you're looking for investment help, figuring out your risk tolerance, do you have the right amount for retirement in your accounts? We have some great tools on our website, wealthstandardfinancial.com, and then really check out our Wealth Flow 360 process. It really breaks down into projects your financial planning life. So some of these things are going to apply to you, like our insurance shield or our retirement roadmap. When you really start digging in, we manage your retirement in projects. So if you tell us, hey, estate planning and retirement planning are my two main priorities, well, we build your financial plan around those particular things. And then our website has some great tools talking about that. Of course, you'll be able to get information on myself, my team, and the firm. And that's the starting point that you need to go. So go to wealthstandardfinancial.com, schedule a consultation from me. It's free. I promise I don't bite. And so it's a great time and a great tool to look at your financial planning life, and then you can go to wealthstandardfinancial.com.
As you said, as we talked, retirement doesn't have to be bland. All right. You want to have some spice. You want to have a roadmap of the right recipe there. wealthstandardfinancial.com. We also encourage you to go there, folks, not only to get that no obligation or free chat with Brian himself, but also to check out our past episodes of this podcast, some other places where Brian and his team have been in the media, and you can also find those on Apple and Spotify. Be sure to subscribe, by the way. Turn on the notifications so you know when these episodes drop, which are roughly every 2 weeks, so you're not missing out, because we're going over a whole battery of subjects here, and we try to keep it pretty evergreen, too, although the rules do change. A lot of the basic tenets are similar, so go back and check out those. And if you know somebody in your life that could benefit from hearing Brian's sage advice here, sage the spice and sage as in wise, then sure, go again to wealthstandardfinancial.com and be sure and send them the link to those podcasts. Brian, thank you so much for opening the door anyway on qualified versus non-qualified money, and as always, just educating us.
Hey, Doug, I appreciate it, man. I look forward to the next one.
We got another episode coming up very soon. We're going to talk a little more about Roth IRAs, and we thank y'all very much for listening here to The Retirement Chef, Whipping Up Wealth with Brian Butler. I'm your co-host, Doug Turnbull. He's Brian, and we wish you, too, a happy Thanksgiving.
The opinions voiced in The Retirement Chef, Whipping Up Wealth with Brian Butler are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. To determine what may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Guests on The Retirement Chef, Whipping Up Wealth are not affiliated with CWM LLC. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.